Will you help me?
Good afternoon, morning, or evening, depending on when you're watching this. How are you guys today? Hopefully you are well. So, as you've seen at the beginning of this video, you may have noticed that we're doing the Colts. But you're thinking, but James, we just uploaded the Packers one. Isn't the Browns next? Well, yes. But here's the thing, man. Andrew Luck in real life just retired. So I'd be a fool not to do a Colts rebuild right now to see what we can do in a new post-Andrew Luck world. Godspeed to Andrew Luck. Hopefully you, sir, enjoy your retirement, get healthy, and live your best life. So, as you see, now is the Jacoby Brissett show. I know a little thing or two about Jacoby Brissett, being that he was with us in New England before we traded him for Philip Dorsett. So, to go over the roster a little bit, we got Jacoby Brissett, who is going to be our main option at QB. For now. Because if we end up sucking, and if we, I could very well realistically make a play for Tua Tagovailoa if we're just the absolute drizzling shits. But it's possible that Jacoby Brissett, as I've seen in other rebuilds and rebuilds of my own, Jacoby Brissett takes off once he becomes the starter. So, we can hope for that Brissett sim magic, or it'll be the Tua Tagovailoa show. But anyway, we got T.Y. Hilton still being a beast. Carlos Rogers, Paris Campbell, our rookie receiver, Devin Funchess on a 1-year prove it. We are going to throw Jack Doyle on the trade block because they're both studs, but Imran is going to be our tight end for the foreseeable future. I want to upgrade this right guard spot. Or who knows, Glowinski might get up his dev trade. Who knows? But if we look at the defensive side of the ball, we're running a 4-3. Pierre Desir, 81. This guy, Rock Yassin, however you want to pronounce it. I'm going to make him, he's going to be my long-term project for these 5 years here. Hopefully we can mold him into a top-tier corner. Then we got Jabal Sheard, Marcus Hunt, Danico Autry, Justin Houston came over from the Chiefs. Get some good pass rush there, hopefully. Malik Hooker, rising young safety. This is a big monster oof. Okay? This is like a absolute monster oof. So, let's see. Let's move you opposite of Darius Leonard, because we can try to develop Okereke here. Oh, I put him on the wrong side. Gotta do that again. But yeah, anyway. Now, in the post-Andrew Luck rebuild here, it's going to be interesting to see what this team does. We're going to, just generate best lineup quick. Hopefully, Okereke can ball out in his new position. And I will see you once we hit the midway point. Alright, so we got our trade offers for Jack Doyle, and there's a lot of them. I was leaning towards this New England pick here, because you get a 3rd, a 4th, and a 7th for this upcoming draft, which I can do some, flipping around. And then this Jacksonville one looked intriguing as well, because they're throwing a 2nd. The Cowboys are throwing a 2nd. But the one I'm thinking I'm going to go with is this Baltimore pick offer, actually. Because it gets me a 2nd, a 6th, and a 7th for the 2021. And Baltimore can be kind of inconsistent with how they do in the regular season, so that'll be a good 2nd round pick to have. And I can also use it for trade bait later. So we're going to pick this Baltimore deal. See you shortly. So we ended up trading a backup tackle, a 3rd round pick, and a 6th for Kiki Kote, who's got a star development. Kiki Kote, I do believe, is a rookie this year. So I'm like, or he's a young up and comer. We don't know how long we're gonna have TY, so get a little extra power there. Alright, so year number 1 is about to begin. Get all these upgrades out of the way. And we have an 83 offense, 75 defense. So we're gonna have to fix that a little bit. Let's see what's in our free agent market quick. Just to see, we could bring Antoine Bethea back. But we're going to rock with what we got for now. And I think we'll be okay. For at least for this first season. I will see you at the midway point. Alright, so we're at our halfway point. We are 4-4 on the season right now. And like, the Titans are just kicking ass right now. That's not why I'm showing you our team schedule, okay? We beat the Chargers, get our ass kicked by the Titans and the Falcons and the Raiders, who were 0-3 at that point, 0-4 at that point. But then we beat the 4-0 Chiefs, get our ass rolled by the Texans, who are like 2-3-1 or whatever. And then the Broncos were ahead of us, and we just beat the 5-2 Steelers. Like, we're beating teams we shouldn't beat, metaphorically in this case, but we're losing to the teams we should be beating. So it's like, what the shit? So anyway, we're going to look at re-signs now. I'm going to let Jabal Sheard walk, probably. So out of all of the... We're going to re-sign Jacoby Brissett right now. Just in case. But Adam Vinatieri, you can't let the ageless wonder walk. Okay, he wants more money. Clayton Gaithers is developing rather nicely, so we're gonna throw him money. He wants more money. Funchess. I'm gonna let him go, so we can try and develop. But then again, he is only 25, so there's room. There's growth room here. And a star dev. Because we also have Kiki Kote and Paris Campbell we can work with, so. Costanzo, we'll throw him the deal. And then Ebron, we're re-signing him. So, we're going to let Jabal Sheard walk here. I'm going to come back to the table for Clayton Gaithers and Adam Vinatieri. But we did also lock up Jacoby Brissett. So, we're good for that. I'll see you at the end of the year. What a difference Andrew Luck makes. We went 6-10 in our first season. Getting that 6-10 is gonna net us the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th overall pick. I'm gonna see if I can't rock a deal with the Bengals or something to move up, but because I have a lot of moving up assets, but I think I'm gonna target Tua Tagovailoa in the draft and go that route, but But, you know, it wasn't a bad year. Let's go over the year-end stats here. Jacoby was 4th in passing yards. Wow. But 33-9. Jacoby had a solid year. So, I might give him another season. Marlon Mack was a 1,000-yard rusher. Jacoby Brissett was our second leading rusher. 6 touchdowns for Mack. And 5 touchdowns for Nyheim Hines. Chester Rogers was our leading receiver with 1,088 yards and 7 scores. As far as catches go, Devin Funchess was our leading scorer, had 4 touchdowns. Ebron had 8, T.Y. had 5, Marlon Mack had 6 out the backfield, and Mo Alley Cox had 5 as well. Blocking, well, that's not a bad season for Nelson, only giving up 4 sacks. Defensively, the maniac, Darius Leonard, leads the team in tackles with 96, 5 TFLs, 3 sacks, a pick, which that's kind of cool. Our TFL leader overall is Justin Houston with 15 TFLs, but only 6 sacks. Danico Autry had 12 TFLs for 2.5. Now let's see who our sack leader was. Well, it was Justin Houston with 6. Jabal Sheard had 3.5. 2.5, Danico Autry, 3 for the Maniac. Tyquan Lewis had 1. Ben Banagoo had 1. And then Desir and Anthony Walker combined for 1 as well. Now where are we at on interceptions? Malik Hooker led the team with 2. We had 5 interceptions all season. We're going to need to improve there. Kicking, Vinatieri only missed 4 field goals all year. All 4 of his misses were from over 50. Not bad. And there was no punt kick return touchdowns, and there was no punt return touchdowns either. And then we'll look at the yearly awards after the Pro Bowl per usual. But I will see you at the Pro Bowl, Rob. Alright, so here we are at the Pro Bowl. It's the Packers and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl this season. But as far as the Pro Bowl goes, Marlon Mack made the Pro Bowl, right on. None of our receivers made it. I figured none of our O-line would have made it. Yeah. So Marlon Mack, and I think that was it for Colts Pro Bowlers. But yeah, not our best Pro Bowl. Well, really, we'll just sim over to the Super Bowl because I ain't playing no damn Pro Bowl. That ain't happening. And our yearly awards, Drew Brees won NFL MVP. No Colts on this list. Coach of the Year went to Sean Payton. No Colts on this list. Marcus Mariota was the AFC Offensive Player of the Year with Jacoby Brissett at number 4. Defensive Player of the Year in the AFC was Myles Garrett, with no Colts on this list. Hollywood Brown was the Offensive Rookie of the Year in the AFC. No Colts there. Devin Bush was the Defensive Rookie of the Year with Bobby Okereke at number 7. I figured, that Rock Yassin probably would have got it, but hey, it works out. So I will see you if we make a move in free agency. Alright, so we got Ryan Shazier and Joe Tooney. But we went after Chris Jones, who did not sign with us. Big D tackle. But I also want to take a look here in the lineup section to see if anybody got a boost in their dev trait. Campbell's still a normal dev. We're gonna throw Naheem Hines on the trade block, see what happens there. We're gonna move Joe Tooney over to right guard. He's still gonna play guard, just on the other side to bolster that offensive line. I might look into left tackle as a thing. But we have a pretty studly offensive line. Kiki Kote is still a star as well. Now let's see on defense if we got any dev trait increases. Nope, not looking like it. Rock Yassin is a star, as we already knew, but we're actually going to move Rock Yassin to our third corner. But, so not much in the way of dev trait increases, but we'll see what I can still do in free agency here to bolster up some position. As you knew, we were going to trade Naheem Hines anyway, so I paired him and 2 seconds. Now remember, I have 2 seconds in each of these first 2 years drafts, so we took 1 second from each and moved it over to the Raiders, along with Naheem Hines for the 7th overall pick. Okay, so we also sent Justin Houston over to the Raiders as well in a separate deal for our next season's first round pick and next year's 3rd for the number 3 overall this year. Yeah! Alright, I'm coming in live to show it to you. Here it is. The number 1 overall pick for us will be Tua Tagovailoa out of Alabama. I feel, because I went, and if you guys remember the Giants rebuild, I actually went with Justin Herbert. So this time we're going to go with Tua Tagovailoa and see what happens. Alright guys, so here is our draft recap. We got Tua Tagovailoa at number 1, as you saw. Derek Brown we picked up for D-tackle, 77 hidden dev. So he's going to probably be day 1 starter. We also picked up AJ Epineza for our right end spot to replace the recently traded Justin Houston. Then we have Shaheem Carter, who's a hidden dev as well. We are actually going to shift him to strong safety because we still have Malik Hooker. I could have very well have picked Grant Delpit there, but I use him a lot in these. Oh, he goes up to a 78. Or he was a 78. Alright, Charles Snowden here is going to be interesting. As is Kadir Shepard. Snowden right now is a normal dev, 71 overall, right outside linebacker. We're going to make him a left defensive end in our little ski here. And he goes from a 71, he stays at a 71. And Kadir Shepard, we're going to do the same thing for. I brought them here to be DNs, not linebackers. So they're going to be 4-3 defensive ends. And if you guys were wondering how the first round ended up playing out, not like it matters. Tua went first, Chase Young second, Derek Brown third, as you see CJ Henderson, Justin Herbert to the Broncos. Let's see, Jake Fromm to the Dolphins. Delpit ended up falling to 26 to the Browns. Jordan Love went to the Saints. Then, like, I did a lot of trading out as well. So now let's take a look at our roster. Now we got Tua Tagovailoa as the starting running back. Starting quarterback. Why did I say running back? I don't know, man. That was a goof. Alright. Brown, Autry. Those are going to be our D tackles. Epineza over there. Teray there, but we got Snowden and Kadir Shepard. Kenny Moore. Rock Yassin. We're actually going to make Yassin our second corner. And we're going to start Shaheem Carter over Clayton Gaithers. So I want to... I'll go into classic depth chart view here in a second. We're actually going to make Kiki Cote our main kick returner. Get him a little extra snaps out there. Paris Campbell's currently our slot receiver. We're actually going to make that honor to Kiki Cote as well. Try to develop that man a little bit. I know Ryan Shazier would be a better sub-package linebacker, but we're going to put Shaheem Carter there. Get him a little extra snaps here. He could be a decent slot corner too. But now we're going to go look in our classic depth chart view. Just because we're going to go see if there are players that will be better in other positions than they are now. So, like, if you moved Eric Ebron to fullback, it'd be an 84 overall. What? He'd be our third best receiver. Wait, Anthony Costanzo would be an 82 overall tight end? With those shitty catching stats? Wow! But yeah, Quentin Nelson could be an 87 there. But he's an 88 at guard, so I'm gonna keep him there. Alright. Darius Leonard would be an absolute monster on D-end. But he's just balling out over here, so. Alright. Okereke would be a 67. Gross. He's a 70 there, so. But yeah, that's Rock Yassin's time, dude. Kenny Moore could be a decent safety. And I think what I'll do, I think I might put Clayton Gaithers on the trade block. Just to see what I get for him. Alright, but I will see you guys at the beginning of year number 2. Alright, year number 2 is ahead of us. And we are here, it is time. 79 overall team, but an 89 offense. And 77 defense, so we have, obviously, Tua Tagovailoa as our starter. Our line looking beast. TUI did give a receiver mentorship to Kiki Cote in the preseason. We also have Funchess as a star, and then Paris Campbell is up there as well. We got Brown, Epineza, and Shaheem Carter, our 3 rookie starters. I'd like to see if Teray can, improve. Yassine got the starter job. Our special teams specialists. Paris Campbell's currently slated to be our slot receiver. We'll give him snaps there. I might pick up a backup running back just for a little bit of depth here. But now it's time for Tua Tagovailoa to lead the Colts, potentially, to the playoffs. Alright, so here we are at the midway point. We have a breakout player about to happen. And we'll look at our deals here. We're 4-4 at the moment. Fresh off an L to the Dolphins. And I think that's what, Jake Fromm that they have there? So, who is our breakout player? Marlon Mack. Oh, if he gets a big game against these Bears, he's going to be a superstar, Dev. But we're going to do our re-signs here. First and foremost, Ryan Kelly is the first one on my list. Keep our offensive line strong. He's signed up. Next up would be... I'll wait until after this game to see if Marlon Mack gets that superstar dev. Malik Hooker signed up. Danico Autry just wants a 1-year deal. But he's gonna, damn well, we're re-signing Adam Vinatieri. This man, get back on that field. The rest of them can go pound sand. But Danico's kind of getting old now. Quincy Wilson is 77. I'm willing to give him the shot, but I might wait until the end. And T.Y. Hilton, at 30, wants $61 over 4 years. But he's still a 90 overall. I'm gonna at least throw him this offer if he stays. Okay. But we're gonna wait until, let's see if he gets his superstar dev first. But that seemingly is kind of a cheap offer actually for 5 years, so I'm gonna throw it to him, and he's signed up. So I'm gonna come back to the table for T.Y. Hilton. I might even let him walk and have the rise of Cote, Funchess, and Campbell, but we are for sure gonna come back to the table on Quincy Wilson as well. I will see you at playoff time. Alright guys, so I had to come in live here. We're a half game out from the division title, okay? I didn't want to look at standings, I wanted to look at schedule. So, if we take a look at the Jaguars, who's currently a half game ahead of us, we need them to lose to Green Bay, and we need to beat the Vikings in order to... But they also lost to the Vikings. But we beat the Vikings, and either way, because of their tie, they're still... If we both win, they're still a half game ahead and they win the division. If they lose and we win against the Vikings, we win the division. So... let's do our upgrades first. Oh, by the way, Marlon Mack did not get his superstar dev. And we're gonna see Because he wants a little bit more bonus. So let's make it 5.1. TY doesn't take this, he can pound sand. Alright, TY's signed up. So now, the moment of truth. Are we in the playoffs? Ooh. Are we in the playoffs? We just barely make the playoffs. As we are a wild card team, by the way. So, we must have... Because... the Chargers are the 1, the Bills are the 2, the Jags are the 3, we're the 5, the Browns are the 4, and the Bengals are the 6. So, had the Jags lost, which they didn't, we would have been the 4 seed. But, as the 5th seed in the AFC, I think we'll be okay. Shaheem Carter got 2 dev point increases there. Tua Tagovailoa has a new ability. He's also an X Factor. With the Fearless ability, he has Lofting Deadeye, Anchored Extender, Homer, and Pocket Lead. We'll check out the end-of-year stats here in a minute. But let's see if anybody got any random dev trade increases while we're here. Obviously, you now have the X Factor known as Tua Tagovailoa. Offensively, looks the same. Let's see on the defensive side of the ball. AJ Epineza is a superstar X Factor as well. He has Unstoppable Force, Under Pressure, and Power Specialist. Darius Leonard, still a superstar. Shaheem Carter's a star dev. Brown is a star. Darius Leonard's a superstar right now. So, I will see you guys in the sim in the wild card round against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Alright, y'all, here we are. The sim is upon us. So far, Jacksonville going up 7-0, but we are driving down that field and only come away with a field goal. But we have the ball again. We managed to make it a 1-point lead, but now they end up going back down the field, getting a touchdown. Then we answer back. It's 14-13 after the half. We go down and get a score, but the Jags tie it back up. We pull ahead again. We have 4th down. The Jags tied the game. We have the ball now. And there it is. The Colts win in the wild card round in an electrifying finish. 31-28 in overtime over the Jacksonville Jaguars. As far as stats go, Tua Tagovailoa is 39 of 55 for 386 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions though. So it's like, Marlon Mack got 59 yards rushing, so we got 16 out of Wilkins and 19 out of Tua. But Marlon did get a touchdown. I'd like to see the yards go up a little bit, but as you see, the Panthers beat the Packers. Saints, Bears. T.Y. Hilton led the team in catches, 89 yards and a touchdown. Paris Campbell had 115 and 9 catches. Cleveland beat Cincinnati, by the way, in the wild card round. Ebron had 9 catches for 64. Devin Funches, 6 catches, 40 yards, and Tua's other touchdown. Rock Yassin was second in tackle. Kenny Moore led in tackles. Our corners are leading in tackles right now. We got TFLs across the board. Okereke, Toure, Espinoza, Epineza, Autry, and Derek Brown. As far as sacks, Kimoko Toure, Darius Leonard, Kenny Moore, and Derek Brown all combined. No interceptions on the end of Big Dick Nick. 3 for 3 for Vinatieri. No kick return or punt return touchdowns. They are still using Big Dick Nick, right? Yeah. But the Colts are moving on to the divisional round. Alright, here we are. AFC divisional round. We are going up against the Chargers. We start off the game right away with a 7-0 lead, but we're now down 7-7. Chargers answering back. We're going score for score here. And going into the half, 28-24, 35-24, 42-24, 49-31, 56-34, 50, almost a 60 bomb put up in the divisional round. The Colts win 59-34. We're looking at the stats here. Tua Tagovailoa, 26 for 35, 290 yards for 5 touchdowns, but 2 picks. We gotta calm that down. Marlon Mack had 3 touchdowns and 163 yards. Let's go. Paris Campbell had 3 of Tua's 5 touchdowns, 7 catches, 71 yards. Ebron had 7 for 54, 5 for 69 for Mack, 4 for 64 for TY, and Mack and Ebron got the other 2 touchdowns for total tackles was Ryan Shazier with 11, no TFLs, and only 1 sack. Well, we did get 3 picks, though. 2 from Kenny Moore and 1 from Shaheem Carter. So, the Dallas Cowboys lose to the Bears in the divisional round. I want to see... And then the other divisional game, I don't remember who it was. But the Bears going on in the NFC title game. Seattle and Carolina. And then Cleveland and Buffalo defeating Cleveland to go on to the AFC title game to meet these Colts. Alright, AFC Championship game is here. The 9-4-3 Bills against the 9-7 Colts, 3-2. Interesting. And now we're up 5-3 after putting up almost 60 points on the Chargers to go ahead 15-10. Will the Colts in their second season post the retirement of Andrew Luck make it to the Super Bowl with Tua Tagovailoa as the quarterback? And it's looking like it. 33-16, the Colts are going to the Super Bowl. Well, let's take a look at our game stats here for the Colts. 33 for 40 for Tua Tagovailoa, 384, 3 scores. Marlon Mack only had 39 yards rushing. We can't have that. 8 catches for 79 in a score, 67 in a score from TY, 77 in a score for Mack. Otherwise, Tua really spread out the ball this game, which is kind of cool. Rocky Yassin led the team in tackles. No TFLs, 1 sack. We need to improve that. And 1 interception for Malik Hooker. No touchdowns on the kick returns, no touchdowns on the punt returns. Alright, but we are on to face either the Carolina Panthers or the Chicago Bears in the Super Bowl. But before we go to the Super Bowl, though, we're going to take a look at our yearly stats, because I'm a scrub and forget things. Tua Tagovailoa just short of 4,000 yards for 42 touchdowns and 5 interceptions on the entire season. Nice. Marlon Mack, another 1,000-yard season, almost 1,200 yards with 6 touchdowns. Tua even added 2 rushing touchdowns to his stats, and Funchess even got one. Receiving-wise, no 1,000-yard receiver. Eric Ebron led the team with 900 yards and 9 scores. T.Y. had 864 and 6 touchdowns. Paris Campbell, 14 touchdowns and 853 yards. And that's how the rest of it shapes up defensively. Ryan Shazier led the team in tackles with 112. Our TFL's leader was A.J. Epineza, with Derek Brown following. But we're going to take a... Darius Leonard put up 13 sacks. Epineza with 9, 5.5 with Shazier. Interceptions, Rock Yassin got 3, led the team. Shazier with 2, and a couple of people with 1. Any defensive touchdowns this season? 1 from Anthony Walker Jr. And I'm assuming it was on this force. It was a fumble return. Vinatieri kicked 7 field goals all year. Wow. So no kick return touchdowns, but T.Y. did get a punt return touchdown this year, so that's always good. We'll see the yearly awards in the Super Bowl week, so we'll worry about it then. But let us go see who we're gonna face in the Super Bowl. Alright, so before we go play the Bears in the Super Bowl, we have a few things to do, so I'm gonna do upgrades here. 5 skill points. That must have meant Tua got Rookie of the Year. He's now at a 91 overall with set feet lead as his 5th ability. Our yearly awards are what's most important here. Russell Wilson won MVP with Tua Tagovailoa coming in at number 2 in the MVP race. Pete Carroll won the Coach of the Year. Frank Reich not making the list, but in the AFC, Tua Tagovailoa was the Offensive Player of the Year for the AFC. The Defensive Player of the Year in the AFC was Von Miller, with Ryan Shazier at number 6 and Darius Leonard at number 10. Tua Tagovailoa, Offensive Rookie of the Year. You seen that one coming. And Defensive Rookie of the Year was Dylan Moses with Epineza, Shaheem Carter at 5 and 6, and Derek Brown at 10. But Tua balling out. But now I will meet you in the sim. Colts, Bears, Super Bowl 55. Alright, here we are. Excuse me. Super Bowl 55. The Colts go down the field, get the touchdown, but miss the extra point. But end up going down, getting a second touchdown. But the Bears end up getting onto the board. The Colts, touchdown, 2-point conversion. 28-17. 35-17. It's donezo at this point. Your Indianapolis Colts have defeated the Chicago Bears in the Super Bowl. It was 42-24 with the Colts getting that dub. In the second season post Andrew Luck retiring, Jacoby didn't lead us there, but Tua Tagovailoa getting it done. And our MVP is... Who is going to be our MVP this season? You get what I'm saying? Tua Tagovailoa is your Super Bowl MVP. 368 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception. I think that would make him the first rookie to win a Super Bowl in his rookie year. So we already know what Tua's stats are. But by the way, it was 32 of 43. Marlon Mack had 82 yards and a rushing touchdown. T.Y. Hilton also had a rushing touchdown. Receiving wise, 10 catches for 141. T.Y. balling out in the Super Bowl for 1 score. Ebron had a touchdown. Campbell had a touchdown, as did Funchess. So now, defensively speaking, Shaheem Carter led the team in tackles. 2 TFLs from Leonard, 2 from Brown, 1 from Gaithers, and sacks we didn't have any. Nor did we have any interceptions. So really clean game by Trubisky. The rest of their offense couldn't get it done. But we win in year 2. Tua Tagovailoa gets his first Super Bowl ring and the first Super Bowl post Andrew Luck. Well, so we have a conundrum now, chat. Well, we signed Will Lutz because Vinatieri retired. We also signed Samson Ibukam because I plan on making him a defensive end because he's more of a rush type linebacker. So I'm going to make him officially... That was Ebenezer is a right end, yes? So we're going to make Samson Ibukam a left end. We're going to put him onto the D-line. We're going to change his number to 90-something. 96. There we go. And he's going to go to the left end position. Get some pass rush that way. So now, the reason we're here and having this bit of difficulty is that Keanu Neal signed with us. I just whipped an offer at him to see if he'd take it, and he did. So now that puts us into a little bit of a weird position. We now have 3 stud safeties. Shaheem Carter, well, he's not exactly a scheme fit, but he's blossoming. But Malik Hooker, 85 overall. He's probably going to end up being the odd man out because he only has the star dev, where Keanu Neal and Shaheem Carter both have superstar devs. So, let's generate best lineup here. Keanu Neal can also play free safety. And would still maintain, it looks like he would still maintain his 91 overall. So, I think this is the move. We're going to move on from, unless Keanu can also play corner. Because I want to keep all 3 of them, okay? I want to keep all 3. But we have to look at this as we have 2 superstar dev strong safeties. We have a star dev and a free safety who's still an 85 overall at that position. It's like our safeties are literal badasses. But can one of them go down to corner? Because Keanu Neal would lose 4 rating points by doing it, but he's still an 87 overall as a cornerback. But that would completely stunt the development that we're doing with Rock Ya-Sin and Quincy Wilson as well. So I'm thinking the move here is to trade Malik Hooker and put Shaheem Carter at free safety which is, again, originally what he was when we drafted him. He was a free safety. We moved him over to strong. So we're going to move him back over to free safety. And then we are going to work on a great and positive deal for Malik Hooker. And once that deal pops up, you will know. So here was the deal we ended up making. The Buccaneers gave me green value for him. So we went for the number 3 overall pick. I could have traded him to Pittsburgh to cheese the number 1, but I decided not to. And we almost got 2 seconds out of them, but we do now have the number 3 overall pick in the draft from the Buccaneers off the Malik Hooker deal. Alright, so we sent Jacoby Brissett, Kamoko Toure, and our first pick for next year to the Patriots for their first round pick for this draft, the 18th overall and the 50th overall in the second round. The Pats needed a quarterback because Tom Brady is officially retired, and Jacoby Brissett's not going to see any sort of playing time here, so we went and got some good value for him, so there's that. Alright, so here is our draft recap. We drafted Jay Tufele at D-tackle at number 3 overall. And then we had another first round pick, but traded it out. We got Mohamed Sanago at 18th at number 2 in the second round. Hidden Dev, 71 over. We're actually going to move him to right outside linebacker. And kind of just end this weird Bobby Okereke experiment. And he goes up to a 73 overall as an outside backer. And we drafted Nico Collins at 24th in the second round as well. He offered some pretty slick depth. Then we got Palaegeo Teode, 70 hidden dev. We're actually going to put him in the middle. At middle linebacker, which puts him to, granted, a 66 overall. However, he still has that hidden dev. So, if we can grind him up and possibly move on from Shazier, because he's going to be regressing and regressing hard. Like, we got Jake Ferguson for some backup depth. Richard Ashby, backup depth here. We ended up pretty much just drafting for depth positions, and he was literally the worst ranked in the draft, so I picked him at Mr. Irrelevant. Jamari Peacock for a fullback, Brady White, backup QB. Just a lot of depth moves in this draft here. So let's take a look at our team in and of itself. So we also did pick up James White too, for the reasoning of a better change of pace back than Wilkins. We're probably going to have to address our left tackle in the next set of free agency. Sanago is going to be our starter. Geo Teode. We'll do some learning. Tufele is going to be there. She and our Studley safeties. Rocky Scene still developing well. Bukum, we moved down the left end. So we also picked up Will Lutz in free agency because we needed a kicker. Oh yeah, we're eventually just probably going to move on from Shazier. He's kind of getting old. They're both the same slot rating. So I'm going to move Kiki Kute to the slot receiver. James White's going to be our third down back now. Marlon Mack still to power. So I will see y'all. Oh, by the way, 89-85 at the moment. And I will see you all at the start of year number 3 and the start of the potential back-to-back. Alright, so here we are, year number 3, coming up, coming off a Super Bowl win in year number 2. 89 offense, 85 defense. Let's take a look here. Tua Tagovailoa is at 92 overall. Marlon Mack's at 85. 84 there. Funches is at 82. Kiki Kote is at 77. Ty is just starting to progress now. 87 overall. We're gonna have to get left tackle next draft or in the off season, depending. But Tufele is gonna start. Sonogo starting over here. Gayote is gonna learn behind Shazier. And then we got Keanu, Shaheen Carter starting here. Let's look at our specialist. Kiki Kote is going to be our slot receiver. Third down. This is how all of our lineups are looking. So, with that being said, let's get on in. And I'll see you at the midway. Alright, so here we are, midway point. We are 4-3-1. We are technically a full game back? Or a half game back? We're a half game back from the Titans in the division. So let's take a look at our re-signs. Oh god. Costanzo, I think he's gonna have to walk, unfortunately. Like, I don't want to cut him, but right now Quentin Nelson is most important to the team. Signed up the maniac Darius Leonard. We're gonna make sure he's signed up. Braden Smith, we gotta make sure he's signed up. And as well, okay, he wants more money. And Kiki Kote, we gotta make sure he's signed up as well. Wants more salary. But Costanzo is gonna walk. And I'm not using any of these players, so got to come back to the table with Kiki Kote and Braden Smith yet, but we will make sure to get them re-signed here. Outside of that, I'll see you at the end of the season. 2 straight losses at the end of the season get us bounced out of the playoffs, unfortunately. But, you know, things like that will happen from time to time. I feel with this team we shouldn't have been bounced, but that's kind of what happens. Yearly, we're going to take a look at our season stats here. Just up short of 4,300 yards for Tua Tagovailoa, 32 scores and 13 picks. Oof. That was a bit of a down year as far as touchdowns and interceptions go. Rushing, Marlon Mack did not get 1,000 yards, but he did get 10 touchdowns. James White is the change of pace, 625 and 6 scores. Tua with 158 and 2. Receiving, Ty led the team in yards and had 5 touchdowns. Kiki Kote, second in yards with 5 touchdowns. Funches, 864 and 6 scores. Ebron had 7 scores. James White had 5. Jake Ferguson had 4. Harris Campbell was a non-factor. And Funches, by the way, led the team in catches. Defensively speaking, Shazier led in tackles. Our TFL's leader was Jay Tufele and Derek Brown, our 2D tackles. And as far as sacks go, Darius Leonard had 8, Tufele had 7.5, Epineza had 5, Samson and Buckham had 4, 3.5 for Derek Brown, 3 for Clayton Gaithers, and 2 for Tyquan Lewis, 1, half. Alright, so now let's take a look at picks. Keanu Neal led the team with 4 interceptions, Kenny Moore had 3, Quincy Wilson and Shazier had 2, and quite a few with 1. Any defensive touchdowns. No defensive touchdowns this season. No kick return touchdowns, and no punt return touchdowns. So we just missed out on the postseason. And I will see you guys with the Pro Bowl roster. Alright, so our Pro Bowl rosters are as follows here. Tua did not make the Pro Bowl. That's interesting. None of our receivers did either. Quentin Nelson made the Pro Bowl. Okay. Jay Tufele made the Pro Bowl in this rookie year. None of our corners nor safeties made the Pro Bowl. But still, not bad. And the Saints and what were the Chargers are in the Super Bowl, by the way. And now on to yearly awards. I mean, might as well just, well, it's the option for it's going to pop up here in a second anyway, so there it is. But our yearly awards are Marcus Mariota won MVP. Mitch Trubisky did not re-sign with the Bears, instead went to San Diego. Interesting. But no Colts on that part of the list. Freddie Kitchens 16-0 went the Browns. Wow. I gotta see if they make it all the way. AFC Offensive Player of the Year was Marcus Mariota, with Tua Tagovailoa coming in at number 8. Defensive Player of the Year was Isaiah Simmons of the Patriots. No Colts there. Offensive Rookie of the Year, as predicted, Trevor Lawrence, with Jake Ferguson at number 6. And Jay Tufele, the Defensive Rookie of the Year. No other Colts on the list. Wait, the Saints. The Browns got bounced out in the playoffs. When did they lose? The Browns got beat by what were the Chargers in the AFC title game. 17-1, the Browns season. Wow. Alright, y'all. Let's get our last set of upgrades in here. And then I will see you if we make a move in free agency. So, I needed a first round pick because I didn't have one. So we sent Clayton Gaithers and Paris Campbell over to Cincinnati along with next year's third round pick for the 7th overall. Alright, so here we are, draft recap. So, our big pick was Devontae Dobbs here at number 7. Because I was just like, I need... Because we're going to... I drafted him with the full intention of moving him to... Wait, what? We go over by 3? Sure, whatever. He's 77 overall left tackle. That was interesting. Never seen that before. Houston Griffith, a corner in the second round, but then just filled some depth thereafter. So it was like, I was like, I've never seen that error message before, so it's really interesting. But I will see you guys at the start of year number 4. Alright, y'all, here we are at the start of year number 5. 89 offense and defense, 86 overall. I feel like we can make the playoffs with this team Dobbs is going to be our starting left tackle. He's a 78 overall currently. Kiki Cote is developing nicely. We still have Marlon Mack. Our superstar on offense is... Our X factor is Tua Tagovailoa at the moment. Alright, got some... This is what our team's looking like right now. Let me take a look at Shazier here at 29. I think I'm gonna move on from Shazier once this contract ends. Because how long does he have? How many years? What's he got left on his deal? 2 years remaining, so I think he's signed through the entirety. Which is fine, not a big deal. Because we're near 4, we still got this year, this season, and the next yet. Alright, well, let's take a look at our special. I had words and I lose them a lot. So our still similar things here, James White being the third down back, Marlon Mack with the power. Tufele, by the way, is a superstar dev. We didn't cover that earlier. We're going to make Gaoteode our sub linebacker. As well, yes, Shazier is fine. I want Gaote to get some snaps there, so see if we can't develop him just a tad further. But I will see y'all at the midway point. Alright, here we are, midway point. And we're at 5-3 right now. Leading the division. We're only up by half a game because it looks like the rest of them haven't hit their bye weeks yet. So, we do got some signings we gotta do. Like, most importantly, Tooney and Ryan Kelly and Rocky Yassin are our big signings that we have to do. Funchess, we could still get good value out of Funchess though. So the first one we're gonna re-sign is Rocky Yassin. Gonna throw him the bag. He signed up. Now we're gonna throw the bag at Joe Tooney. He wants more money. Ryan Kelly, we're gonna heat him the deal. He's signed up. And then, I mean, it's the kicker. I can just pick up a budget kicker if I want, but I'll re-sign Will Lutz. Why not? So, Funchess, I mean, it depends on how well Kiki Cote is doing. Because, like, if Kiki Cote is, like... Don't mind the outdoors. I mean, Cote is developing rather nicely, actually. So, I might let Funchess walk. Then again, TY... He's steadily going down. And he's got 3 years left on his deal. So TY is slowly fading away. Although he might he could very well retire, so but we shall see. I will see you if we make the playoffs. Nice. So we are the second seed in the postseason behind the 15-1 Browns. Like, holy shit. They're just killing. But we do get a first round bye into these playoffs. So we're going to take this opportunity to look at the season stats. 4,300 yards, 38 scores, 12 picks. So, I mean, that's one less pick from last year, but Marlon Mack did not have 1,000. But he did have 8 scores. James White had 553 and 6 tutties. Tua had, receiving wise, Ty getting back into the 1,000-yard mark. 8 scores, 6 for Funchess. Kiki Cote, 782 and 8 touchdowns. Ebron had 4. James White had 2. Jake Ferguson had 5. Mack had 3. Jamari Peacock had 1 touchdown on the year. Ryan Shazier led our team in tackles. Our TFL's leader was Jay Tufele. 17 tackles. Darius Leonard had 12. Just judging from this number, we had a lot of sacks. Derek Brown, 10.5. Tufele, 9. Darius Leonard, 9. Epineza, 7. 5 for Abugam. 3 for Sinogo. Shazier had 2. Keanu Neal had 1.5. Gene Carter snowed in, and then a half over there. Now for interceptions. Shazier, Gayo Teode, and Kenny Moore all tied for first on the team with 2. And then we got 2 other picks there. Now, I want to see if we had any defensive touchdowns, of which we did not. No kick return scores, and no punt return scores. So, with that said, I will see y'all in the sim in the divisional round. Alright, so here we are in the divisional round against the San Diego Crusaders, formerly the Chargers, of which we go down the field right away and get a touchdown. But the oh shit, hit the button one too many times. Chargers answer that back with a field goal, and then get a second field goal, a third field goal. Well, we get a touchdown there. It's back. Now it's 16-14, San Diego. 22-14. 25. Oh no. It's not looking good, guys. 32-21. Did not recover the onside kick, so we get bounced out in the divisional round by the San Diego Crusaders. Stats for the game: 29 of 42 for 261, 3 scores, and a pick. Wow, we had no running game to speak of. But Devin Funchess had all three of the touchdowns. Defensively, 4 sacks the entire game, but no picks. So, my score of 32-21, year number 4 is done. So the Jets and the Vikings are in the Super Bowl. How the Browns didn't make the Super Bowl in a 16-0 year and a 15-1 year, I don't know. But the Pro Bowl roster is what we're here for. Tua Tagovailoa making the Pro Bowl. None of our running backs made it. T.Y. Hilton made the Pro Bowl. Devontae Dobbs, our left tackle, made it. Quentin Nelson made it. Ryan Kelly made it. Joe Tooney. Almost our entire offensive line. Tufele and Derek Brown both making the Pro Bowl. None of our top tier safeties made the Pro Bowl, which is sad, but... And then next, we're just gonna deal with the sim screen here, because we're gonna go look at the yearly awards now. Still, bounced out in the divisional. Ezekiel Elliott won MVP, surprisingly over Baker, with Tua Tagovailoa coming in at number 10. Coach of the Year was Freddie Kitchens, Frank Reich at number 4. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, it was clear as day. It was going to be Baker Mayfield. Tua Tagovailoa at number 7. Defensive Player of the Year was CJ Mosley with the Jets. No Colts there. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Trey Sanders. There's no Colts here. Antonio Alfano was the Defensive Rookie of the Year with no Colts there. So, if we make a move in free agency, you will know, but we're on our very last season going into year number 5. Alright, here's our draft recap here. We grabbed Alan Jackson in the first round, 26th in the first round. Since it is year 5, I'm just going to tell you what his dev trait is. It's just a star dev, as you see, but then we just simmed out the draft. So there's a lot of depth picks here, so nothing too outlandish. So I'll see you at the beginning of year number 5. Alright, so I put Ryan Shazier on the trade block because his Gayo Teote's time to shine. We're going to send him to Green Bay. They offered us the best value there, so Ryan Shazier, good day. Alright, here we are, year number 5, 87-87 with an 84 overall. Show you how our team's looking. Ty and Kiki Kote, both at 82 overall. Nico is a 78. But Jonathan Johnson, who was on our practice squad a few years ago, is now up to his 71 overall. Developing kind of nicely. Tua's at 95. Dobbs is superstar dev. We did franchise tag Joe Tooney because we didn't really have a choice. And we, as you saw, we did trade Ryan Shazier to Green Bay. So that puts Gayo Teote at the starter now. It's his time to shine anyways. Make sure everything's all set up. There we go. Our specialists here. Nico, I'm going to put John Johnson at the slot receiver. Gayo Teote is going to take over as the sub linebacker as well. So make sure that man sees the field, and I will see you at the midway point. Alright, at the midway point of year number 5, and we are 4-4 right now. But the biggest re-sign we have to do this rebuild. Because pretty much none of these people matter right now. Unless your name is Tua Tagovailoa. That is the re-sign we have to do. Okay, he just wants a little more bonus. That's it. We're going to go Apenza this time. He wants more money. Then we're going to try after Shaheen Carter. Oh, God. We'll revisit that after we pen Tua Tagovailoa. But legitimately, none of these people matter. Unless we can get Tua signed. Our 96 overall quarterback. So I will see you at the end of the year. Alright, so here we are in the wild card round. Oh, wow. What happened in the AFC to push us to the wild card? The Pats were... the Ravens had the tiebreaker, I guess. But the Patriots are back in the mix of things. So let's do a quick upgrade. So we have a wild card round game against the Chiefs here in just a moment. Because I'm a goof and forgot, let's take a look at our yearly stats, shall we? Like, I completely forgot to look at these almost again. But just short of 4,500 yards, 39 scores, 8 picks, so he's turning the interceptions down ever since that 13 pick year. Marlon Mack, 867 for 10 scores. James White, 630 for 10 scores. 20 rushing touchdowns. Not bad. Receiving wise, T.Y. had 1,000 yards. 1,100 with 11. Ebron, 890 with 6. John Johnson, 812 with 8. Kiki Cote, 632 with 5. 4 for James White, 2 for Marlon Mack. Jake Ferguson and Max Zimmer getting in on the touchdown action as well. Palai Gaoteote led the team in tackles with 119. Our TFL's leader was AJ Epineza with 16. Derek Brown had 12. Now sacks. There's a lot of them. Tufele had 11. Darius Leonard 10.5. 8.5 for Epineza. Derek Brown had 6. 4.5. 2.5. 2.5. 2. 1.5. 1. And a couple half sacks there. Mohamed Sanogo led the team in picks with 3. And Kenny Moore and Quincy Wilson had 2. Any defensive touchdowns to speak of? No. No kick return touchdowns and no punt return touchdowns. So with that said, now it's sim time. Alright, Chiefs, Colts. Going head to head in the wild card round. Colts up. Now it's tied 7-7. But we only gave up a field goal, which is good. But we didn't answer back. They're up 17-7 now. But now it's 14-17, 20-14. Shit. But we answered back with a touchdown of our own. 14 unanswered to go ahead, 28-20. And we end up holding on 28-20 over Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Tua Tagovailoa went, nope, that's Mahomes. 31 of 43 for 338, 1 touchdown, but 2 picks. Oof. Marlon Mack had 51 and 3 rushing touchdowns. So you're more air focused. Zimmer got Tua's only touchdown, but Kiki Cote led the game in 11 catches, 122. Defensively speaking, Sanogo led in total tackles, 3 TFLs, 2.5 sacks for Epineza, 1.5 for Tufele, 1 there, and then a half here. We did get the 1 interception with Quincy Wilson, though. And it's on to the AFC Divisional Round. Alright, here we are. Divisional round, we are up against the Ravens. And we go up 3-0 to start the game off. We answer it back with a touchdown, so we're up 10-0 right now. Go down the field, push it to 16. 19-0. It is now 19-11. And they answer all the way back. Tie it up, but we're up 22. It's 22 all. '22's up. We go up 25-22 and hold on to move on to the AFC title game. A score of 25-22. Stats on the game: 21 of 36 for 222 yards, 2 scores and a pick for Tua Tagovailoa. Marlon Mack had a decent showing, no touchdowns rushing though. T.Y. had a touchdown, as did James White. A fairly well spread out game. Rock Yassin and Quincy Wilson led in tackles, quite a few TFLs there. 2.5 for Samson Ebukam. Snowden got 1. There we go. Any picks? No. Alright. We are moving on to the AFC title game versus the winner of San Diego and New England. Alright, AFC title game is here. the San Diego Crusaders and the Indianapolis Colts. San Diego goes up 7-0. Now they go up 14-0. We answer it back with a touchdown and a field goal. So it's 14-10 in the second quarter. 14-13, 21-13 going into the half, but we get the ball back. 21-16, 21-24. Indy is up on top now. 24-28, 31-28, 35-31. We're gonna go in. We are gonna go in and collect this third down here. Oof. Alright. There's an incompletion. Fourth down. We have 6 minutes left in the game. There's a max protection. Oh, John Johnson getting us down to the 1. And we end up going and scoring. We are now up by 3. Third down. 38's up. We're gonna go in. T.Y. Hilton getting the ball downfield to set us up to get a field goal to win the game. We'd like to see a touchdown, but ooh, Derwin James. Ugh. We gotta be careful around him. All right. And the Colts, off the leg of Will Lutz, are going to the Super Bowl. 41-38. Tua Tagovailoa, 30 for 40, 388, 2 scores and a pick. James White actually led the team in carries, but they both had a touchdown. T.Y. Hilton had both of Tua's touchdowns. Defensively speaking, Gayo Teote led the team in tackles, 2 TFLs. All right, 1 pick from Kenny Moore. All right, it's on to the Super Bowl. All right, so here we are at the yearly awards. Baker Mayfield won MVP. Tua Tagovailoa coming in at number 5. Coach of the year went to Nerd Belichick, with Frank Reich coming in at number 4. Baker wins Offensive Player of the Year. Tua at number 3. Defensive Player of the Year went to Myles Garrett, with Mohamed Sanogo and Palai Gayo-Teote at 8 and 9. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Thurman Bacon. Max Zimmer was at number 5 for the Colts. The Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Vernon Springs, with Sherrod Andrews and Max Harold at 8 and 10. So now we shall face the Carolina Panthers in the Super Bowl. Year 5. Alright. Here we are, Super Bowl 58. Carolina goes up 3-0. We answer back with a field goal of our own. And answer with 10 unanswered points. 17 unanswered points. 24 unanswered to go up 24. We've blanked them ever since that field goal. They finally score. Oh. Now they're building up. But the Colts are gonna win the Super Bowl 31-17 over Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. What a fitting way to end a 5-year rebuild post Andrew Luck retirement. With another banner coming in to Indy to make, and Tua Tagovailoa winning his second Super Bowl in 4 years, who actually just inked a huge extension, and the player of the game MVP is Tua Tagovailoa, 30-74 for 4 touchdowns. With a final score of 31-17 over Carolina. Stats, he was 29 for 42. We already know about the touchdowns, picks, and yards. James White had 31 yards. Marlon Mack had 40. Receiving, Ebron had 1 touchdown. Kiki Cote had 2. John Johnson had the other one. Palaegeo Teote led the team in tackles. Quite a few TFLs there, but only 3 sacks on the game. But we got 2 crucial interceptions from Kenny Moore and Rock Yassin. No defensive touchdowns. None on the kick return nor the punt return. So, let's get about this game. And that is going to be a wrap on this episode. We're going to... Originally, I was going to save the Colts rebuild for a while. With the news of Andrew Luck retiring, there was no better time to do it than now. Ooh, Dante Sharp got in and out elite. Wait a minute. What round did I get? He's a superstar, Dev? Yo! When did I draft this kid? I drafted him in the 4th round in 2022. He's a 4th round pick with a superstar, Dev. Wow. Frank Reich getting that contract extension. Well, that's going to do it for our Colts franchise. For this particular rebuild. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Come visit us on Twitch. We're actually going to be doing Madden on... When this goes up, it'll be the 27th. So... the following Friday, we're going to be doing our Browns franchise with subscriber draft classes. So, that's a thing. And I must now bid thee adieu, good day, goodbye, and good night.